One of the candidates for governor. Oh, there you are. You moved seats on me. So, Billy.
I know I'm short, but this is getting ridiculous. Sometimes you can't tell if I'm sitting down or standing up, but that's okay. I'd like to introduce my wife, Laura, who happens to be traveling with me tonight. You know, it's exciting running for governor. The question comes up everywhere I go, why are you running? And it's really a very easy answer. I'm a Kentuckian. I was born and raised in Paducah. I've been involved in the Republican Party, contributing to campaigns. I'm a contractor. I'm not a politician. So I'm build things. Very different world than running for campaign for governor, I can tell you that. But quite honestly, and I'm all about education, because I think education is about jobs, it's about health care, it's about all the other issues we deal with in the state. And for the last 30 years, we've been 35th to 45th in any stat you want to look at, and we still are. We've got to get the train on the right track. And when we do that, we're not going to instantly change, but we will start moving in a different direction. So this campaign is not about who can win when. It's about who people will vote for because they believe they can change Kentucky. And if any of you have heard anything or read anything about me, I'm all about the book Good to Great. If you haven't read it, read it. Kentucky is a good state. It's time we became a great state. It requires leadership, it requires involvement of everyone here. It's not a one-person job. So it's critical that we all get involved to move it forward. We're going to run a positive campaign. We're not going to run a negative. If you've seen our ads, you know where we're coming from. If somebody attacks us with something that's wrong, we'll reply. But we're going to stay positive because Kentucky's got too much to offer, too many good things. It's time to move forward. We're going to be about the Republican values, the whole lower taxes. You know, that's what we're all about. We strongly came out early on to repeal the EMT tax for business. It's bad enough to pay taxes when you're making a profit. When you have to pay taxes because you're doing business in Kentucky, win or lose, make a profit or lose money, you're still paying taxes, is wrong. It should be appealed immediately, and we're totally against it. Also, I'm a big advocate for smaller government. We have great opportunity coming in the near future of retirees in state government. Great opportunity to downsize government. Those people, we look at the jobs, we see what we do not have to replace, what we can contract out, what can be streamlined, what we can do with technology, and make state government smaller. Instantly, that's some more resources that we can use for education. And again, that will be my focus. All about better schools. If we're going to change this state, we're going to do it through education. You can hand out jobs, you can hand out economic development, but at some point, you've got to earn those jobs and you've got to have a qualified workforce that can work on a higher paying job, not at a minimum wage job, whatever that might be. Schools have got to do more than just teach math and science, and I think it's very critical. Being an engineer, I appreciate it very much. But we also have to teach values, honesty, integrity, those sort of things. We can hire the best student that has the top grades in math, but if I can't trust them, I can't use them. So we have, and that's very hard on educators. That should be a home issue. Unfortunately, it's not. So educators have to step up to the plate. We've got to help them do that. To where a student graduates from high school or secondary, college, vocational school, whatever they do, they're employable. They understand what it's like to come to work at 8 o'clock every morning. Don't understand it. You can't do that 3 out of 5 days. You have to do it 5 out of 5 days. All of those things are very, very critical to be good employees. We've got to teach them. Business has got to get involved. And we don't do that well. Since I'm a business guy, I can say this about us. We tend to want to say, okay, we worked on that, it's fixed, what's the next issue? Business has got to come to the table and stay at the table with education. We've got to get involved in middle schools. work with kids, particularly those that don't have good mentors or role models in home, to show them what it's like to have a good job and why they should stay in school, and why they should take a math course, and why they should take a foreign language. When 30–40% of our workforce is Hispanic, you would understand why Spanish has become such a critical language. Like it or not, as a second language, we still have to communicate with our employees. All of those kind of things are critical. But business has got to be there, and then when those kids get in high school, get them part-time jobs, let them understand what business is like, then they understand when they graduate what work is all about, what's expected of them, and we don't lose them through the cracks and the dropouts. We have good employees. And trust me, we are all looking for employees at this point. Ultimately, job creation is what it's about, and education is how we get to that point. But over 60% of the jobs in this state now are created by small business. I'm talking about very small business. It's nice to have the big plans. It's nice to spend money to go out and recruit those when we can. This community is a great example of having a site for that. If it happens, it would be wonderful for all of us. It's not big headlines when a 5-person job adds 2 or 3 people. That's where the jobs are being created. And we need to help those businesses in training and whatever we can to encourage them to be adding those other 2 or 3 people and help them find them, help them train them. Again, not headlines, but that's where our economy is going to be and where it's moving forward. So we've got to really focus on small business. And that's a trend across the nation, not just in Kentucky. So we've really got to focus in on it. Leadership is what the governor's race is all about, folks. It's very, very important that we have the leadership in Frankfort, that we can sit down, establish a vision, and move forward in Kentucky. Don't worry about who gets the credit. That's not important. Don't worry about who's going to get reelected. Worry about what's going to happen in Kentucky. And if we don't do it, we're going to miss a great opportunity, because Kentucky's sitting on the edge right now. We're either going to live in mediocrity for a while, or we're going to step forward and really do something great. I submit to you, if we can do something great, I submit to you, if we all work together, you will support us, vote for us, and we can do that. Change is going to be a part of that. It's nice to talk about doing things in education, but it's not doing business like we've always done it. We're in the construction business, and I can assure you, if we built buildings like my dad did 40 years ago, we'd be out of business and bankrupt. We've got to look at everything we do and figure out a better, quicker, easier way. Kids have to learn 2 to 3 times what we had to learn when we grew up. So we have to cram that in to less time. Is it going to be easy? No. It's hard work. But we can do it. The governor can't do it by himself, but he can certainly lead the parade. So I submit to you, our phrase for this campaign is, 2 politicians and a businessman. We need your vote and your support, and I look forward to winning this election. Thank you very much.